Across the sands of time, humanity has always reached for the heavens. We build monuments that defy our own mortality, stacking stone or brick to leave a mark. We were here. In Egypt, this ambition became the Great Pyramids of Giza, colossal triangles of limestone, symbols of power and the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife. For millennia, they've stood as titans of the ancient world, their story etched into human history. But halfway across the world, in lush Sri Lanka, another story was unfolding, not in stone, but in brick. The Sinhalese kings built not tombs, but colossal domes, stupas, to house sacred relics of the Buddha. These stupas were masterpieces of engineering, born from a deep understanding of physics and material science. Their scale was breathtaking, their technology revolutionary. The pyramids and the stupas are echoes of the same human spirit, resonating from different corners of the globe. Both required immense resources and a workforce of thousands, representing the pinnacle of their culture's engineering prowess. Yet, while the pyramids have captured the world's imagination, Sri Lanka's brick stupas remain a quieter, less told epic. How did two ancient civilizations separated by oceans and deserts achieve such monumental feats? The pyramids hold their mysteries in chambers of stone, the stupas in every brick and curve. To understand one is to appreciate the other, a journey into the mind of the ancient builder. For over 3,000 years, the Great Pyramid of Khufu was the tallest man-made structure on Earth. Its reign seemed unbreakable, until, in the 3rd century AD, a new giant rose in Sri Lanka's Anuradhapura, the Jetavanaramaya Stupa. Commissioned by King Mahasena, Jetavanaramaya soared to 122 meters, making it the 3rd tallest structure in the world, surpassed only by the pyramids at Giza. Imagine, a dome of baked brick rising from the jungle, standing shoulder to shoulder with Egypt's stone titans. This was not just a local marvel, but a global achievement. The builders used over 93 million bricks, creating a solid mass weighing millions of tons. The logistical and engineering challenge is staggering even today. How do you manufacture, transport, and lay nearly 100 million bricks with precision? While Egypt mastered stone, Sri Lanka pioneered mass-produced high-strength ceramics and advanced structural engineering. The stupa symbolized the enduring nature of Buddhist teachings, built to last for eternity. Jetavanaramaia's ranking as the 3rd tallest structure is more than a historical footnote. It's a testament to a forgotten age of giants. It forces us to redraw the map of ancient ingenuity. The world was not centered on a single hub of engineering, but a network of brilliant minds. The quiet genius of Sri Lanka's creators deserves our wonder. Building something that weighs millions of tons means your first enemy is the ground beneath your feet. The ancient engineers of Sri Lanka understood this better than anyone. Their solution was revolutionary. They dug foundations over 20 feet deep, removing thousands of tons of soil. But the genius was in what they put back. They layered crushed rock, sheets of iron, fine river sand, and thick clay, each compacted, likely with elephants, until the ground was as solid as bedrock. This multi-layered foundation acted as a shock absorber and drainage system, distributing the stupa's colossal weight evenly. It prevented any single point from bearing too much stress and allowed groundwater to drain away, keeping the soil stable. This was advanced geotechnical engineering, practiced 2,000 years ago. The foundation's resilience is the secret to the stupa's longevity. After nearly 2 millennia, these brick mountains have not sunk into the tropical earth. They stand firm, a silent tribute to invisible engineering. The ancient builders didn't just build up, they built down, ensuring their creations would endure. Their methods anticipated the challenges of time and nature, the result structures that have outlasted empires. The ground itself became an ally, not an adversary. That's why these wonders still stand. The foundation was only the first defense against gravity. The ancient builders knew that even the best foundation couldn't prevent internal stresses from forming in a solid dome of 93 million bricks. Their solution, a pavement of thick granite slabs laid over the foundation, but not cemented together. Small gaps were left between the stones, creating a network of control joints. As the stupa settled, stress would be channeled down to the granite and released in these gaps. The slabs might shift or crack in a controlled way, absorbing energy and protecting the superstructure. This was a sophisticated passive system for stress relief, an ancient form of expansion joints. The engineers anticipated the long-term behavior of their creation. True strength, they realized, comes from controlled flexibility. By providing designated points for stress to be released, they ensured the dome's stability. Modern engineers use similar principles today. In the 3rd century, Sri Lanka's builders were already masters of structural mechanics. Their invisible innovations kept the stupas standing tall. A structure is only as strong as its smallest component, the brick. The engineers of Anuradhapura developed bricks perfectly adapted to their monumental ambitions and harsh climate. They selected and blended specific clays, pug milling them into a custom-engineered material. The bricks were shaped in molds and fired in massive kilns, with precise control over temperature and duration. The result, bricks that were dense, water-resistant, and nearly impervious to the elements. Their uniformity allowed for tight, precise bricklaying, and their compressive strength was immense. For nearly 2,000 years, these bricks have endured sun and rain, showing minimal erosion. This was not just craft, it was industrial-scale material science. The lost art of ceramic engineering created building blocks for eternity. Each brick was a testament to ingenuity and precision. The stupa's strength began at the molecular level. If bricks were the bones, mortar was the connective tissue. The ancient Sri Lankan engineers created a special binding mixture, Navanata, whose exact formula remains a mystery. It wasn't just sand, water, and lime. It included organic and inorganic additives, tree sap, fruit juice, egg whites, and seashell extracts. These acted as plasticizers and waterproofers, making the mortar more workable and durable. The mortar was applied as a thin slurry, bonding so perfectly with the bricks that the joint became as strong as the brick itself. The entire dome cured into a single, cohesive mass. You can't simply pry a brick out. You'd have to break it. This synergy of advanced brick and mortar technology created a composite material greater than the sum of its parts. It's why the stupa has resisted the ravages of time. The stupa's dome is more than symbolic. It's a masterpiece of physics. The dome's curved shape naturally resists gravity's crush and the sideways force of earthquakes. In a dome, compressive stress is spread across the entire structure, each brick pushing gently against its neighbors. There are no sharp corners or weak points. The shape itself is the solution. Earthquakes send lateral forces through buildings, but the dome's continuous curve has no weak angles to exploit. The stupa moves as a single unit, not shaken apart. This is why, despite centuries of seismic activity, these domes have not collapsed. The spiritual symbolism of the bubble is perfectly mirrored by its physical properties. The dome is a structure in perfect equilibrium with nature's forces. It's not just an architectural choice, it's a physical law put into practice. The genius of the design is in its harmony of form and function. If this technology was so advanced, why is it a lost art? The decline of Anuradhapura in the 11th century scattered the guilds and master builders. Knowledge wasn't written down, but passed from master to apprentice. When the social and political structures collapsed, the chain of knowledge broke. The resources and unity needed for such projects vanished. The ambition remained, but the means were gone. The stupas became the only textbooks, their secrets locked within. Modern science can analyze the materials, but the craftsman's touch is lost. We understand the what, but the living how has faded into history. The Great Stupas of Sri Lanka are more than ancient buildings. They challenge our understanding of the past. They stand as proof that genius is not confined to one place or time. To stand at Jetavanaramaya is to feel the weight of history and the height of human ambition. Their technology may be lost, but their creations endure. They invite us to look beyond familiar icons and appreciate the diversity of human ingenuity. The best way to understand this lost art is to experience it yourself. Visit Sri Lanka, explore Anuradhapura, and walk around these mountains of brick. They are living connections to a brilliant past. The quest for knowledge is endless, and every discovery brings us closer to understanding our place in the cosmos. The journey is just beginning.